Next, Nicole Lewis lives to eat. She goes at any time to enjoy an afternoon or evening of dining in the charming courtyard of her pick, which reminds her of Tuscany. It's tucked away off Sacramento Street in Laurel Heights, and it's called Sociale.
People oftentimes ask me why it is that I joined the restaurant business, and I oftentimes say ignorance and stupidity. We started Sociale 5 years ago. A week after we opened, September 11th occurred, but Sociale quickly became a kind of neighborhood gathering spot. People came home from work and didn't want to turn the television on. They wanted to be around their neighbors, kind of be in a communal setting, and that is quickly what Sociale became. Our chef, Tia Harrison, took over the kitchen 3 years ago and started doing some great things in the kitchen that people don't necessarily know when they're looking at the food on their plate. For example, we work with a farm in South Carolina that grows corn that goes into our polenta, and we'll call them up and they'll actually pick corn from a plot, grind it, and send it to us a week later. So it's things like that that Tia's doing that go unnoticed.
Okay, Nicole, you live to eat. You love to eat. And this is a really satisfying place, isn't it, Sociale?
On many different levels. Yeah, it's like a little hideaway in the city. And so you walk, as you very well described, you walk down the alley, and in the front is this wonderful little terraced courtyard, and you can sit out there. And if you sit out there at night, they have the heat lamps, and they even have an awning. We went there once for a big family dinner. We sat outside and it was raining, and you could hear the raindrops on the awning, and it was so beautiful. Or you can sit inside and it's very charming and quaint, and the food is always wonderful. We started with bone marrow, which I know is over the top decadent, but it's so rarely on menus that
with the figs, the bone marrow with the
figs, and you just digging out every last morsel. It's so funny because we ordered that, and then the people who sat down after us on both sides of us saw it. They were like, oh, they ordered it too because it looked so enticing. And when I go with my children, their burgers are amazing. It's not a place that you would think of for burgers, but they're thick and juicy, and they have these Italian style fries that have some nice parsley on it, and wonderful olives come with it. But also their pastas are house made. The sauces are thick and wonderful.
And a young chef, Tia Harrison, is very young. She's under 30, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. But she knows her stuff.
Makes her handmade pasta.
Yes.
Okay, what about your experience there at Sociale?
I would agree. Getting there, it was interesting because it was literally, I describe it as walking through a hole in the wall. And when we parked out front, we saw the awning, and we were like, "Where is this place? Is it in? And is that the awning? Ooh, what are we? What are we in for
like
it
the
here?"
Alice in Wonderland thing going through.
And you go down, and as long as you're not in too high heels, you can navigate those bricks. But you get down there, charming courtyard opens up, beautiful setting. We sat outside, absolutely wonderful. The fried olives. Wonderful.
I get a signature dish of theirs, stuffed with cheese. And
that jumped off. The other thing that jumped off the menu for me was the Brussels sprouts, and we wanted to order those for an appetizer.
We ordered those as well.
And you have to have those on the side. I love Brussels sprouts.
And what about you? What'd you have to eat there, Brett?
I had the duck.
With the pappardelle with the duck ragu.
That was so rich.
That's one of their signature dishes.
Terrific. I had the wild boar.
The risotto,
Yeah, with the risotto, that was just fabulous. Yeah, the wild boar was my favorite of all those. But
and what about wine? Did you, because they have an eclectic?
It took some time to make your choice, because I think there were so many things on the menu to try and figure out. And we did end up finally asking for a little help from our waiter, and so we got a very nice bottle. We ended up having 2 of them because it was very good.
I'm surprised at you.
Well, I just it's
so then were your high heels hard to navigate outside?
Getting back up, yes, absolutely. My wife carried me, so it was fine. We ended up, there were 5 of us in our party that evening, and we had, I think, 7 main dishes, and there were at least half of them that were good. The pasta, by far the star of the show, homemade spinach pasta, not overly dressed, with the fresh corn, the heirloom tomatoes in there. I mean, it was beautiful, wonderful pasta. But like the lamb, I think it was, we also felt very salty. So there were a couple of dishes that were
I'm
just
taking
overly
salt shakers
salty.
away from you two over here. What is it over on this side of the table with the salt?
Yes, yeah. They're pepper people.
Pepper
Definitely.
people, that's it.
There you go. Don't you want to be a
That is
pepper?
it.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, dessert. I'm going to start with you for the dessert and get last to you because you're my dessert gal.
Oh. Well, the best thing I had was the pear in a circle.
Like a tartlet?
Yes.
It was a rustic tart, I had
Yes.
to.
That is,
Yeah.
it's not
Not a
sweet.
traditionally shaped tart, right?
Right, yeah, and it's all not too, it's pastry, it's flaky, it's not too buttery, it's not too sweet, and it's just, I mean, that's it. 3 of those, forget the entree, just eat that.
To die for.
And you forgot to mention the spectacular mascarpone cream on the pear tart that is just wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I have to say, if you're a chocolate fan, and I know you are, Death by Chocolate, there is a very unique wine that they have on their wine list in the dessert section, and it's called Brocchetta di Acqui, and it's a red sparkling wine from northern Italy, and you can get it in a half bottle. And with chocolate, there is no better match. It's
Oh, I
like
will
drinking
try that
strawberries.
next time.
So, all right, since this is your spot, why don't you wrap it up for us?
A wonderful place to go in the city and still feel like you're in the Italian countryside, and great food, spot on service, wonderful wines, just kind of an every occasion and special occasion place to go.
All right, David?
Warm and friendly, great atmosphere. A little off the beaten path for me. If I'm coming into the city, I don't know that I venture that far out. Some misses on the menu, but all in all, a pleasant experience.
Okay, and what about you, Brett?
I love that. I admired the brickwork, and it had me from there. I just put a brick patio in and all those little all the way down. It's good. I think it's a charming place. I think it'd even be better if it were raining, like you mentioned, because it's so well shielded, but you still are outside, and it's a good place to go.
All right. If you would like to try the restaurant, it's Sociale on Sacramento at Spruce in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-921-3200. It's open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, and dinner only on Monday. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $30.